of things. You can say the world, you can say tradition, you can say your own heart. But what is the common factor in all those things that you're going to have to confront? Remember what the study guide is about?
Darkness.
Somebody said, yes, darkness. That's what we're confronting. We're confronting darkness, wherever it is. And we're going to see that in Scripture. We are confronting darkness. So he's starting off the study guide to show this is where I'm leading you now. That's important because once the army's on the go, you got to choose whose side you on. When you sitting back at home, doing nothing going on, you could be debating back and forth in your mind. Well, I kind of agree with this, but I don't know if I agree with that. I kind of agree with this, I don't know if I agree with it. But when marching orders come, now you got to know whose side you on. You got to know, as they say, if you're on the Lord's side. So we have to look at the frame of mind that he's setting up. So we're going to do a lot of interaction tonight. Interaction, okay? So, for instance, the first word I want us to look at, commands. Commands. A lot of times Pastor Candace was talking about commanding us. The Lord commanding us and demanding things from us, right? And because we have, all of us grew up in a sinful world and were trained in the ways of iniquity and rebelliousness, we see those words as kind of like, they like ouch words, like command and demand. You don't like to hear those kind of words. Somebody commands you to do something, they demand that you kind of pull back from those kind of words, right? But this is how the Lord showed it to me for this context that he's saying. When he gives us a commandment, because remember, we said we're setting the atmosphere for warfare. When you are in the military, right? Now, just watching a movie about an army. When you're in the military, I need volunteers. Mike is going to volunteer for me. Mike, watching the window, you ain't going to volunteer for me? Thank you, brother, Pastor Mike. You're such a help to me. Brother Fernando, not Fernando, where is Fernando? Brother Sylvester is going to volunteer for me. Will you volunteer for me, Brother Dante? Okay. I need y'all to come up. So when you're in the military, right, let's say we're going to make Pastor Mike the general. The general. Now, if I got this wrong, you got to, who's higher, general or sergeant? Okay. So Pastor Mike is the general. You over here, Pastor Mike. You the general. And Brother Dante is the sergeant, right? You come over here. And Brother Sylvester is the, lieutenant? No. Oh, what's under the sergeant? You a private, okay? You the private. Now, y'all need to switch then. Sorry, switch places. Go over there. You're the sergeant. You the private. So now, here's the general, right? The general tells Private Sylvester, I need you to go over there and get all the artillery that's, don't go yet. You got to listen to the command. See, that's how we do. We barely get there. He barely say go, do, and we gone. We don't even know what we doing. We just go. He going to say, go over there and get all the artillery out of the shed and bring it back to the base because I need to, dismiss it to the men. Okay? Now, before you go, where were you again? Sergeant Dante has orders, don't let anybody in this shed. That's his orders. Don't let anybody in this shed. Right? Now, when Private Sylvester comes over, he says, look, man, they don't talk like that in the Army. I'm sorry. You're going to say, Sergeant Dante, I need to get in this shed, get the artillery out. He's going to say, no, I got orders. Can't nobody go in this shed. It's not going to happen today. All he got to say is one thing. I have orders or commandment. I have orders to go in this shed from General Mike. You know what he going to say? Go in and do what you got to do. Why? Because the commandment gave him what? Authority. It gave him authority. Thank you. You guys can sit down. But that's what he showed me. A commandment is not a do or a don't restriction. Your commandment from the Lord is your authority to operate in whatever it is God has called you to do. It's your authority. Remember when the scripture said when Moses died, the angel went to go get Moses' body? And he said he didn't come with a railing accusation against Satan, right? He said what? The Lord rebuked thee. In other words, he said, I don't have to fight you. I have commandment. I have command from your superior that this body is not going with you. This one is not going with you. I have commandment. I have authority. But because we live in a world that has been twisted by darkness, Satan has caused us to see commandment as the opposite. We don't see commandments or demands as authority. We see it as restriction. Yes. We see it as something being taken from us instead of something being given to us. Right? But the Lord is saying, no. When I told Adam, eat of every tree in the garden, but this one, don't eat. Because the day you eat, you will surely die. What was I doing? I was giving Adam the authority to rule the earth. I set him over the earth, and I was trying to show him this is how you operate. This is how you maintain your authority in the earth. This commandment is what gives you authority in the earth. Go in this commandment. Now, the minute he backed away from that commandment, guess what? He was on his own. He lost his authority. So that's one thing that the Lord is saying now. I'm setting you in the mind frame of warfare, authority. I'm a God of order. My commandment to you is me giving you authority. That's me giving you authority. Okay? Another scenario, which this is going to be a short lesson. We just moved. But we're going to see where the Lord goes with it. Another scenario. We're going to skip 2,000 years down. Well, like way more than 2,000. But we're going to skip down to right now. Okay? So I need... come here, Treasure. Okay. Treasure is a soul. Right? She's an unsaved soul. She is bound. Come, Brother Sylvester, I need you again. Brother Dante, can you come for me, Brother Jason? She's an unsaved soul, right? Some of the things that she may struggle with are unforgiveness, rage, anger. She might be a thief. These are the things that she struggles with. So, come rage and anger. Stand right here. Got a blocker. Come unforgiveness. Okay, come thief. So these are the things that she struggled with. The sin, right? The strongholds in her life. The strongholds in her life, right? She is a prisoner to those things. See how they have her surrounded? She is a prisoner to those things. The Lord gave us a commandment, and we could sum them all up in one thing. What did he say? We could sum them all up in. There's many things that he commands us in the New Testament, but what did he say you could sum them all up in? Love, right? So ordinarily, when a normal, natural man interacts with this soul, and who you are again? Unforgiveness, and who are you? You rage. Okay. A normal person interacts with this soul, and you having a bad day. So rage, you come and you lash out at me, right?
Did I tell you not to do that?
Okay, I wasn't expecting that. You did good. You did good. So rage lashes out at me. A natural person, natural man, don't have no authority against it.